What is up, all my lovely people out there of the Grunge Bible Podcast fandom? My name is Ethan Shalloway. I'm joined by Chris Lona as usual for another episode of the Grunge Bible Podcast. And how you doing, Chris?
That's what I'm hearing. It is another episode of the Grunge Bible Podcast. I'm doing all right. We're recording. November's finally here. Well, not finally. I don't know. There's varying degrees of anticipation about it, but it's here
Already?
Already. We're here. It's good. I don't really have anything to complain about. I'm not upset. Do you remember the era of the podcast where like every single week it was like, what is Chris upset about now? And what does Chris want to complain about now?
Yeah, it was last week, wasn't it?
I feel like we've gotten away from that. I don't know.
Maybe you're doing better. Yeah, you're doing better. It's not as...
I'm keeping my gratitude higher than my expectations.
Yeah.
We've
been keeping the energy levels high. I'm doing well.
Great.
It's been a good week so far. Last week was solid, so and I don't have anything hanging over my head, I feel like, so that's nice. Mm-hmm. It's been really solid. So just plan on keep on trucking, keep on having good weeks, stack up the good days, stack up the good weeks, and have a few good months, and that's all that matters. So I'm doing good, man. Great.
I'm really happy to hear that.
So for today's episode, we had the pleasure to sit down with Yellow Trash Can on, I guess it was 2 weeks ago when this is releasing. So
yeah, a couple weeks ago we were able to sit down, and Yellow Trash Can is just a music production duo comprised of Jason Navarrete and otherwise known as Jit Romney, Jitney Spears, Jitta on the track. These two guys are really great. They are incredibly talented. They're incredibly creative, both with music and with art. Their collaborations over their careers so far have been really, really impressive. And what I really liked about this conversation, as we'll get into it, is just really cool to hear how people can have such diverse influences, and they can come together, and you can pay tribute to these influences in a way that doesn't sonically mimic or copy those influences. And I really appreciate what Jitta and Jason are able to do together. And it was really cool to kind of pick their brains and get a little bit of an understanding about it, because I could never see myself being that creative and being impacted in such a way and creating the way that they do. And you can tell how passionate they are about their work and about their art, which is always really, really fun to have a front row seat to.
Yeah, they're one of the more creative pages for me on the gram. Like, I feel like when they post stuff, it all is thought out, and it's all done in house. They make their own. They said they play a lot of instruments themselves. They also produce, and they also do like the visual stuff. And I just think they're really creative. Like, their ideas are their own, and they do cool stuff. So. Yeah. I really appreciate that, and I was happy, that they were able to come on and talk a little bit. And the interview was great. Otherwise, I mean, we did have some damn technical difficulties.
We've been going through it here at Grunge Bible headquarters. It's been real tough, and this interview, unfortunately, was a microcosm of that. I was having some hefty internet struggles, but it's okay. We were able to have a good conversation, and I'm sure we will continue to have these conversations with these two guys and with other people. This conversation, really cool. Earlier this year, they released an album, Everything is Trash, along with Makonnen on that album. Really, really cool. It's a great listen. I really recommend it. And, kind of speaking of technical difficulties here and just different things that we have to do to keep this rolling. Obviously, a lot of what we do can be aided and can be made possible through money, through monetary contributions.
Makes sense.
I mean, generally speaking, that's a great way to get things done in this world. And Ethan, I am happy to say that we have a new top-level Patreon supporter that I would like to thank. This is
let's hear it. This is important. I got the notification. Got the notification
at long
today.
Last,
I love it.
My mom is a patron, right? But she doesn't have any sort of name. It's just her name, and I read it every week. And this person is really trying to make a run, I think, for the big matriarchal role of the top level patrons, as we would like to welcome Granny Grunge to the fold at the $10 level, top tier supporter. So very grateful for the support of Granny Grunge. that really put a smile on my face when I saw that come across the wire just a few short days ago.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to get a notification, have someone join the league, especially at the $10 level. So if you'd like your name to be, said at the beginning of each episode, please consider joining. $2, $5, whatever you can. $10 would be preferable, and we can say your name, and then, but not only that, but you're going to be supporting something that you get enjoyment out of. So
yeah, and that's the thing, and this is really just a great case study in that. I mean, Granny Grunge heard about the podcast, started to listen, liked what they were hearing, and decided to ante up a little bit and to show some support. And that's really what it's all about right there. And as you said, if you do support at that $10 tier, we do say your name every single week. So in accordance with that prophecy, I would now like to thank, in addition to the mighty Granny Grunge, I would like to thank Eddie Vedder. Got me through my second divorce. That was a weird pause right there. It's like Eddie Vedder was a patron. Mr. Vedder. Yeah, Eddie Vedder got me through my second divorce. Shoe the Shoeless, I Hate Your Mom, Kara K, Brother Nature, The Blue Owl, Kitty Cooper, Fresh Tendonitis, Seattle 4 Fanboy from New Jersey, Jamie Lynn, What the Fuck's Up, Denny's, our number one fan from Australia, Wayne Staley, Carlene Solona, Fuck Soup, Rachel Corning, Alex Long, Darian Riddle, Jade Mercado, Doug Endy, Captain High Top, Black Hole Sean, Laura and Irene, Release, Millie, Nikki Six, Marianne, Alexis Shannon, Sunny Mashburn, Chris LSMS, and Faith Bittner. Thank you, each and every one of you, for your continued support at the $10 level. Really, really making a difference because, we're trying to make some technical improvements to this podcast, most notably the microphones, because our producer has heavily requested that we improve it. But, Christmas is right around the corner. If you want to make a Grunge Bible, a Christmas present, rather, to Grunge Bible, that's a little note to Santa Claus right there. So help make that happen.
That's what we're hoping to get some stuff for the new year.
I hope on the 25th, Ethan, I round the corner to my tree, and I hope there's a nice new podcasting microphone underneath there. Old Saint Nick is going to come through for us. It's going to be great.
Yeah, if not him, our producer Drew.
Exactly.
And if not him, I guess the patrons.
Yeah, something's going to have to happen. It's going to be good though.
But without further ado, I present to you our interview with Jason and Jitta on the track and Grunge Bible. Enjoy. All right, we're back. Got some three faces, I guess, if you're including Chris, which we always includes Chris. But we got Jit and Jason from Yellow Trash Can, and we're excited to have you guys. You guys are how we doing today, boys?
I'm excited. I think Jit's excited. He looks excited.
Oh yeah, there. So we got linked up with you guys. I think maybe it was 2021. I guess maybe it's been a little bit earlier or something like that. So we've been talking a little about a year and a half, 2 years, and this is the first time talking face to face. We're pretty excited. But you guys are a duo, music duo on the West Coast, Portland and LA, and you guys do a lot of producing, audio and visual, which you guys honestly are two of the more creative guys on the internet when I pop on the page. So I want to first off say that you guys are good at what you do. I love the stuff, dude. I love your teddy bear campaign novels you've been doing. Saw two of those, great. The Tony Hawk, I don't know how you got him to speak for you guys like that, but that was prime time.
Anthony,
few of the reels, yeah. You guys have some really creative stuff. So I'm excited, and I feel like you guys are pretty new together. I mean, it's 2020 is the date that I saw that you guys are officially kind of working. I'm sure it was maybe a little bit before that, but do you guys want to get into the genesis real quick and when you guys started, just so we get a time frame out there?
Nope. Yeah, definitely, man.
That's it.
Absolutely not. Why do you want to talk to us?
Yeah.
2020 is kind of when we started working on some stuff in 2019, but it wasn't for us as a band. It was for somebody else's band. And then I ended up just like utilizing it for ourselves later in life when things didn't go well with it. And yeah, but then 2020 is when we started dropping, like our first song came out the summer of 2020. So yeah, it's barely 2 years since we kind of started putting out music.
Yeah. Did you guys know each other before that, or how did you guys?
Yeah, we
get
did.
connected?
One of my buddies, my roommate at the time, he was playing football, and then for I think the Colts, or I forget what team, but we were out in LA traveling, and then he just hit Jitta for some art stuff, and then we just linked up and took some good time and hung out, and ended up smiling a lot. And then fast forward like 2 years later, he came up to my crib in Portland I just got and like did a bunch of paintings for me and drawings. And then like 2 years after that, I threw an art show in LA, had him come out too. And then like 4 months later, I threw an art show in Portland called Picasso Was Dead that he came out to. And then like a year after that, we started like making music a little bit, and then like, oh, this is dope.
Nice.
So we did know each other. It was kind of like a slow build though. Like, you know, we weren't like fully like doving into like, yo, what's up, man? You're my homie. It was just like, yeah, you're my homie.
Yo, you do that shit? I do that shit too. Let's do this shit.
Yeah, together. We're doing this together right now.
Yeah. Right now, want to do this right here?
Yeah.
Let's move in together.
Yeah, right.
Seriously.
So you guys, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah. So for both of you guys, like prior to meeting one another, has, you know, music, art, producing, making beats and tracks and things like that always been something that's been a part of your lives, or how did you guys kind of find your passion for that?
I found my passion through music via hip hop. You know, just being like a black kid watching MTV BET and seeing like, you know, where's this sound coming from? And then being like, okay, this comes from soul or funk, and why does it sound like this? Okay, this comes from rock and roll. Like, why does rock and roll sound like this? And just like really just reverse engineering, as funny as it sounds, hip hop into finding like rock and blues and all this stuff. So it gave me like a very passionate drive of I was like really into that, and I was like, I might as well start making it. So, you know, just dove into going to, you know, friends' house that, you know, are in bands. You know, growing up, everybody has like 3 friends in like a Christian rock band at school or something like that. You know, you go to their like basements and you go jam with them and stuff and like all that stuff, because hip hop is so electronic and in the box. Where it's like, I'm watching, I was like, oh, this is cool. We don't need all this equipment. We can just play instruments and do the same thing and all that. So yeah, I fell in love with music via hip hop for sure, and reverse engineering it.
Yeah, that's super cool. And just like that moment where you just learn all of the different influences, and like everything is so much more connected, I think, than like your average person or just your casual person would give it credit for. So it's always really cool to kind of go back and see that and, you know, decide what influences you the most and what you click with the most.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I came up on a different style of music for sure, like more like indie alternative and grunge. Like I was really big into like Nirvana, Hole, Smashing Pumpkins, Death Cab for Cuties, Silver Sun Pickups, Brand New, stuff like that. And then I got into hip hop probably like 2010, 2012 when I actually like started listening to it. And then I've been playing instruments since I was like fucking 12 years old or something. So I don't know if you can cuss. Like 12 years old. Hell yeah.
It's like a baby cry every time you
yeah, so I'll start trying. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, man, I've been playing instruments for like 15 years. Decided to start doing music production, I think in like 2016. But didn't really take it seriously till like 2018. Started a label in 2016 as well. I was trying to do management and like artists, like representation and stuff. And yeah, that did okay. And then I decided to start my own, you know, music project at the end of 2020, or end of 2019, beginning of 2020, and release stuff with him. But yeah, it's been a interesting journey. Yeah, it's cool because our sounds, like where we came from musically, is very drastically different. But there's also like a lot of like, you know, if you look at Venn diagram, we definitely have some meeting points. Like we both love Modest Mouse. We both like The Cure. There's like a lot of stuff like within there. But yeah, it's definitely different. Like, so like Pharrell's his favorite, you know, one of his favorite producers. I literally thought Pharrell was a basketball player until 2020. So
And then
Yeah.
like my parents grew up on like the Beatles and like Creedence Clearwater Revival and all that like fun stuff. So it's like I did
You
get
got
a
the
sense
rock
of,
back there, yeah.
yeah, I got the rock back there, you know, but they had the hippie rocks like the Janis Joplin, all that stuff. But then even then it's like, you know, I do
Yeah.
know from there and like where does that sound come from? Oh, why do these fools sound like this? You know, why does
Yeah.
that sound? So yeah, it's really interesting.
And I guess it kind of, I mean, one of my questions was, you know, I mean, obviously we're the grunge Bible, and you guys like reached out to us and originally, and so I know that there's, you know, obviously influence comes from everywhere, and I know you guys are influenced a lot from, you know, as we're getting into it, the rock and roll side of it and 90s music. But I guess why do you think that, like, how do you think that type of influence or things from such different sectors still funnel into the stuff that you're making, if that makes sense? Like how do you reach from all those different genres and then produce, like, you know, visual art and, you know, audio that is, you know, electronic or hip hop and still has like the influence from, you know, the fuzziness and the guitar driven stuff?
Yeah. I think a lot of it just comes from like our goal music wise is like definitely to hit like a nostalgia factor for people. And like we both have different and very similar, but also like different nostalgic states, and all of us do, right? Like there's all these different moments in our lives that we all like resonated really high, and we look back at that moment, and that's like, oh, this is why it's my favorite song, because whatever you're doing when you heard that song for the first or third time that really resonated with you in that moment is kind of what creates that nostalgia for you. So I think like everybody has different moments for that, but for me, it's like a lot of alternative and a lot of grunge is like what I listen to on repeat like all the time, and because of that, it's like I play a lot of guitar, and like the guitar like licks are kind of, and like, you know, riffs are very like influenced by that and have this like super somber feeling, I think. And you know, not trying to limit it to only that style of music though, and being able to take that and then like, okay, start with this kind of sound and then, you know, send it to Jit, see what he does, or, you know, work on it some more, and just kind of, you know, we just send stuff back and forth a lot because, you know, I live in Portland, he lives in LA, so yeah, I'd say it starts on one end and goes to the other. And but you know, I love hip hop, I love R&B, I love pop, I love, you know, everything. So it's like, and we produce so many different styles of music for like a ton of different artists. So at this point, it's just so natural for it to just kind of come out whatever it comes out like. But yeah, I'd say, you know, for me at least, to get that kind of sound is starting with guitar and having like those nostalgic moments that I resonated with.
This is a good answer. I think that's perfect. Nostalgia, pretty much. I mean, that's what our page is built on and whatnot.
That's why I fuck with your page so much, honestly. And reach out, I was like, yo, this shit's like, so nostalgic.
Back into it, yeah. And I guess I was kind of thinking, you know, I was thinking about the big four, but think about Kurt Cobain or thinking about Billy Corgan and like the people that you mentioned, the bands like Isaac Brock and stuff. I feel like, you know, they're all from different genres, but the way that they write lyrics are really like, that's the influence that I would say that if I'm writing different stuff, like, yeah, it's just that the people that I listened to at that time, like those guys are such a big influence. We love Modest Mouse as a team, as Chris and I, like it's one of our favorite, you know, groups for sure. Yeah, that's good shit.
Yeah, to me, it's the way that their tones were hitting with the lyrics, where it's like we're so used to somebody belching at us, where they gave us moments where it was like super undertone and just like, listen, you're having a conversation with my mind. Like I'm just reminiscing in my head and doing my thing instead of screaming at you and telling you exactly. But then you get to that point in the song where it just builds up. So yeah, it was definitely the emotional build up with all those folks that really like draw me to that sound. And I try to use that vocally, like with a lot of Jason's production that he sends me. It gives me it puts me in that mindset where I was just like, it's like therapy, you know, like they made like therapy music for themselves, but we just related to it because we're watching them go through it. And then
and that's such a hallmark of great songwriting. It's, you know, you're able to take something from your own individual experiences or just ideas that you have, and you can package them in a way that everybody who listens to it has their own unique interpretation of it, and they can apply it and get something out of it. And I have to say, kind of talking about different genres and everything, I love the work that you guys do because it kind of brings everything together. Because something that I've noticed, and Ethan, you'd probably agree with me too, just kind of running this page that we've had for over however many years it's been. A lot of people can be kind of closed-minded when it comes along. I mean, obviously, but
I'm just laughing because your all's page is so funny because you guys have the most closed-minded motherfuckers sometimes. Like,
That's right. We're talking to you, the listeners, right now. We're talking to you guys.
and not all of you.
Y'all are so close-minded.
Yeah, bro, read a book.
That's why we're bringing these guys on.
Open
read
a book.
Different book.
Get
Yeah.
pages. Don't even
Read
go.
a
Don't even read
different
an
book.
order.
Yeah, but it's crazy because like you get these people and they're like, because something is called something that's not the thing that they see themselves as being a fan of, like they're just completely closed off to it. So like the music that you guys put together, like I feel like it's perfect because it can challenge people that haven't heard different sounds and influences together in the same space, and can kind of serve as a gateway to like opening up some people's minds. Because like, I mean, there's great art and great music. It's not in one specific genre. And I feel like a lot of times it's not like, oh, like I'm setting out to like make a good like XYZ genre. Like it's like if it's good and if it comes from a good place, like there's value in it. But that's why I love it, because I think for me, like I always try, here and there to post different things that people might not be consider themselves to be fans of, because there's so much out there. But yeah, it is kind of exhausting because people are really fucking closed minded.
I would say to the grunge community to just know that like it inspired so many other genres to today. It didn't die. It's still living. And there's people like us that put some of that influence back into the music today.
Right.
And it might be mixed with different things, but we got to treat it like a beautiful color palette. Like it's the color, like every genre is a different color palette. We can't just paint with one color.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this artist named Haley Tomlinson. She did this like jazzy rendition of Lithium cover, and it's like it doesn't sound like Lithium, but obviously it's Lithium, and it's just like it's grungy but jazzy, but it's like, and that's a cover, but it's like taking like music like grunge or like any type of genre, and like that's not really what it is or what it was is not today's like actual sound, but it's like that, that influence and inspiration to create something super unique. I think it's like, yeah, man, take it as a color palette, take it as like you're painting, you're taking a little blend of yellow and then painting with that yellow versus like, no, this is yellow. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, dude, there's so many different types of yellow. Shut the fuck up. Like, It's like,
yeah, we go through battles all the time trying to figure out what color yellow we want to paint something for a fly or something. Are we gonna go yellow submarine?
Yellow.
We're gonna go orange yellow. There's so many yellows.
There's so many colors out there for sure. Yeah, and that's when you guys first reach out, because I think you guys reached out to us. I think when we first, I can't remember exactly how it happened, but yeah,
we're
great.
just like them. We're in the comments too, pissed at people.
Yeah,
you gotta pick up the fight,
dude. Yeah, you gotta pick up the torch. That's right.
Yeah,
but I remember, but you guys, when I remember seeing your stuff and looking and be like, yeah, these guys are, they are who they are and they have their influences. They're not trying to like reincarnate, certain people and stuff. And that's why I was like, I fuck with that. It's good because we get a lot of people that send us music and send us stuff. And it's like, they're like, yeah, it's, grunge is not dead. We're bringing back like, the classics. And it just doesn't, me and Chris doesn't do it for us, and usually turns us off pretty good. So
I bet
we get a shit ton of people sending us music, and it's good for, I don't know, it's good for something, but
it's good because they're using that palette, most likely. It's like, oh, cool. What did you do with that color yellow?
Yeah.
So what? All right. So break down what each of you do in the project and exactly what Yellow Trash Can is as a project and whatnot. Because I saw, you can start with the name too and where that came from, because I know there's a good story behind that. But yeah, kind of what both of you do within and like how you guys, like what are your strengths?
I would say what they used to call it back in the 90s, the programmer. I'm the programmer.
You're the programmer.
Yeah, so they, for example, Mike from Linkin Park, programmer. I sound curate. So Jason, amazing musician, plays everything, has a whole studio full of friends that play stuff, and they just create all day. And then they make records all day. and I like to like listen in and stuff, and then they'll send some stuff over, and I just like curate it, like add my 2 cents to it, a couple of vibes, like sounds I hear, and then send it back, and we pretty much just go back and forth doing that until it sounds right. So it's funny, you could say we're an internet band, even though it feels like we're just doing this in flesh, for sure.
It does feel like flesh.
I wanted to say flesh to make this creepy for everybody who just tuned in.
Dude, speaking of flesh real quick, isn't it crazy how much flesh we eat? I eat flesh all the time still, but it's like
all the time.
Dude.
I mean, you don't use
Dude,
the word.
We just put this flesh, then we don't use the word exactly, but we just put flesh and let it rot in our stomachs. And it's like, yo, imagine leaving chicken out for 4 days, then it's gonna smell like shit. But imagine putting that in your stomach and you're eating and it just sits there and you have rotten flesh sitting in the center of your body.
Well, that's
and
why
I do it
like
almost
shit.
every day. You know what I mean? But it's like, wow.
It doesn't hurt you.
Yo, I'm with it. So much flesh. It's crazy to think about.
Flesh is fun.
I play back to the music, my bad. Yeah, but I play all the instruments, program as well. We both sing. And Jitta still plays instruments too and does his own type stuff. And yeah, we just send stuff back and forth all the time. I got a studio in Portland. We have sessions almost every day, all day. And if there's no sessions, then I just go in and, just mess around until we get something good and send it over and just go back and forth.
How about the visual side? Do you guys both do a lot of the visual stuff?
Yeah, we both do all our visuals. We like to curate it, and really, I mean, it's just like you guys, very much nostalgia. We know what our viewers want, and we know what we want to give them.
So obviously, Jit, you're living in LA, and everybody kind of knows what the LA music scene looks like. But Jason, you're in Portland, and you guys probably, I'm assuming you kind of go back and forth and work with each other in person as much as you can. So what is the music scene like in Portland, both like performing, like what the shows are like, but also I guess the producing and, the production side of it?
Totally. It's cool, man. I like Portland. It's obviously rainy up here in Oregon. And then, it's unique, man. The music scene is really cool. It's such a creative hub out here. It's like there's just so many different types of creatives, whether painters, artists, musicians, just makers, you know what I mean? Builders and makers, which is super unique. It's like a very beautiful city as far as like art everywhere. Like my building has 1, 2, 3, like 7 murals on it, like huge ones.
And I got a sheep.
Yeah, and a giant like derby box sheep that's like 13 feet tall and 10 feet long. Pretty wild. They use it for like a downhill derby. But yeah, just like creatives everywhere, And so like I have a recording studio in Southeast Portland, which is like 3 minutes from downtown, like center of downtown. So that's pretty rad. The music scene out here, it's like back and forth, It's like either for a while it was very stagnant, and then 2016 and 2017 it kind of started picking up a tiny bit because you had like Amine, and then like Wind started popping off, and a couple other that shined some light, and then this like last year and a half, it's really kind of been moving a bit more, and people have had a lot more opportunity. It seems like to actually like expand their horizons. It seems you're seeing more artists in Portland that are getting more opportunity and like more light coming to it. But as far as like, I love it, man. It's cool. It's interesting having my own space out here where my studio's booked literally all the time. Yesterday we had like 12 hours. Today's 8 hours. Tomorrow's going to be probably another 10 hours, and I'll go in on the next day and just do my own stuff. And there's definitely like a lot of artists out here. A lot of hungry artists and people trying to figure out what they need to do. It's different than LA in the sense of like, I mean, obviously it's way different than LA for a lot of reasons, but the main thing I notice is besides like having the opportunities, there's still opportunities here, but they're like way more few and far between, and it's not as like impactful as what you'll see in LA. The show wise, there's tons of shows, especially like underground like rock and underground alternative stuff. There's tons of shows. We still have like, all the bigger acts come here. We have like a huge stadium, and we have also like, smaller like 2,000, 1,500 person venues. So it's pretty typical for a city. I mean, we do get skipped every once in a while. But yeah, Portland's dope. I think it's really cool creative space. It's really a lot more clear and like level headed as far as like me being able to work here. And like when I go down to LA for 2 or 3 weeks, I know I'll stay with Jit, and I feel clearer headed up here, I feel like. And I think Jit kind of does too when he comes up here. Like it might be like not as much stuff going on, but it's like more just able to get and dial in things. For me at least too. I like my space a lot, so it's a lot different for me to work in other spaces, but I don't have all my little gadgets and fun stuff.
Yeah, I feel like when you're in the big cities, LA, Atlanta, Philly, there's certain things you can get really caught up in everything. So like the smaller, Portland's just a little bit smaller obviously than those cities. It feels different. So I know what you mean. Same thing here in Birmingham. Like when I'm out here, it's like a smaller city. It's an older city, and it's easier to not get caught up in everything. So if you have something creative that you're trying to do, you have a little more space, which can go a long way.
Yeah, no, the space helps for me mentally. It's good, definitely good.
Yeah. So you guys released an album 2022, and you guys
did.
Yeah, do you guys everything is trash, right?
Yeah.
How do you say it? iLoveMakonnen.
I love making him upset by saying it like that. iLoveMakonnen.
McConnon, yeah.
Making fun of that nigga's name right now.
I love McConnon, man. That's one
I
of my
always
best
mess it
friends.
up. That's awesome. Yeah, why don't you talk about that album real quick and talk about that relationship? Because
Sure.
that's really,
Everything is
really
trash.
sick.
First.
McConnon for his verse.
Yeah, let's introduce everybody to McConnon.
Yeah, McConnon. He's a goofy little goober out here. Just likes to be silly and have a lot of fun.
Silly boy.
He's made some hits. He did his biggest song as the club goes up on a Tuesday with Drake, or I Don't Sell Molly No More. Yeah, but he's a legend, man. Really incredible songwriter, incredible human being, just like beautifur person.
I can't believe you said goober, dude. I haven't heard that.
He's such a goober, bro. But I mean, I'm a huge goober too, and so we're perfect for each other.
Goober.
But yeah, we did Everything Is Trash. We did that album throughout 2021. We were gonna drop a little earlier, and then we were like, let's wait, make this like real. And then like a week after he said that, his shit gets hacked. And somebody emailed him or text him at 3 a.m. from yellowtrashcan@gmail.com or yellowtrashcan_@gmail.com. Our email is cantrashyellow@gmail.com. He thought I was texting him at 3 a.m. and he's like, hey, the person that texted him was like, hey, can you send me the link to all the records? He's like, yeah, sure. He's like, I need you to log into this. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, I need you to log in your iCloud. He's like, all right, Jason, I trust you. He didn't say that. He's like in his head thinking it's like 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. It's late. He tries though. He does it, and he gets hacked. The next morning I get a text at 8 a.m. I'm asleep, and it's just like I look at this message when I wake up, and there's like 20 messages from him. He's like, wait, that wasn't you? Oh no, dude, what the hell?
Like the stream of consciousness.
Gone. Yeah, the stream of consciousness.
Everything is trash. It's
So
over.
everything is, and then he's like, you know what? Fuck this. Let's just release it. It got leaked. So then we rushed to release. 2 weeks later, it came out. But which was fine. But yeah, we're working on. We worked on that album in 2021. We're actually working on a new album right now called. It's either gonna be Everything Is Fake or Everything Is Treasure. And it's gonna be like a follow up to that, and then kind of similar vibes. And then just. That was just interesting. We did 3 records on his last album he just dropped too, called Summer 22. We produced Stay Away, Northeast, and Bet That. But he lives up here too in Portland, so it's dope. We get to see each other like almost every 4 days a week at least, and just get to hang out or make music or just trying to work on things.
That's sick. That's really. So you guys got connected just through the studio life or before that?
Yeah, through the studio life. My buddy was good friends with him. I think they were working on music at the time and doing some like weed strain stuff they were trying to work on. And he introduced me to him back then and at the end of 2018. And then we started working on some like sessions and studio writing stuff for other artists and we were trying to find another artist to produce for all through 2019. And then at the end of 2019, we're like, you know what, let's really hold these sessions down. So then in the beginning of I forget when, but we started doing all these sessions. We'd invite like 8 to 10 people, different artists from Portland and producers. And like we did this for 3 weeks straight. So we had like 40 to 50 different artists and producers and creatives come into my studio where we were just trying to sound curate with them and build with them and see what worked. And, we just ended up realizing that like, we should focus on like working on an album for us instead. And then, actually that didn't happen until we didn't realize that till later because we're doing all these sessions and then COVID hit. And so we're like, yo, cut this. We can't be doing this. It's way too many people. We got scared. And then like fast forward like 8 months later, we're like, all right, this is the reality of our situations right now, and we should just work on some stuff for us. So we don't have to like worry about having all these people in the rooms or worry about what they're going to be able to follow up with, or because like people and artists are already really hard to deal with. Now imagine having to deal with them with the pandemic, then no one knows what's going on. It's like it's another hassle. Like, fuck it, we should just do this for ourselves first, and help other people when we can later. But like right now, it's just like this is gonna be the easiest rite of passage for us. So then we finish the album 2019 or finish the album 2021, and released it 2022, the very beginning of the year.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it looks like, I listened to it a few times recently, just obviously to catch up, and I mean, it's really good. I mean, I like, it's good vibes. I think it's a really complete album. I think it did exactly what you guys wanted it to do. It's like nice. I mean, that's the first full album you guys do. You guys do a lot of singles with other people, but this is kind of the first full album, right?
This is the first album that we put our name on and wanted to put out because it was like our baby. We've done a second project that we released as well with this artist named Nova.
Yeah.
That was an EP called Fortune Teller that we dropped this summer. And then we have done a lot of other albums and EPs for people and different artists, but just like producing wise and just keeping it under our production versus Yellow Trash Can. But yeah, that album we did with him was like, let's take all of our musical influence and just take all your vocals and build something in between versus like, we'll make an album for you that's like suited to you. This was like very like, it's suited to us and then suited to you.
More collaborative. Yeah.
Very collaborative, yeah. And the other ones, like a lot of the other projects, like I think we've done 4 or 5 other EPs this year besides those 2. They're all really good too, and definitely like collaborative. But they're very mainly like let's build around this artist and build around their thing. Yeah. Are you? You're still recording? Okay, cool.
Yeah, we should be good. So why don't so as far as the album goes, which song do you guys want to shout out for? What give us a reason behind it. Which one you really liking, and more one that maybe gets overlooked that you just be like, this song needs more fucking hype because it's way better than people.
Yeah, for me it's Fuck Yeah.
That's a good one.
I think Fuck Yeah definitely has like the most.
Yeah, Fuck Yeah is definitely the standout.
It just stood out to me like that nostalgic feeling or resonance that I was talking about earlier about just like different musical points and stuff. I think we really hit that, and really hit that feeling. And it just seems like rainy Seattle, rainy Portland, like you're just walking through the city and like that's just like what's happening. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. The other records are really good. Don't Tell Me What to Do, amazing record. You know what I mean? Yeah, amazing record. But the Yeah is honestly probably my second or third. Like Don't Tell Me What to Do and Yeah are like right there in the same pocket for me. Yeah. But I'd say Fuck Yeah first and then those 2.
How about you, Jit?
Same. Absolutely same. Yeah.
Same exact.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Those ones stood out. The other ones are really good too. And I actually, I like to listen to it every once in a while because I listen to it way too much. Obviously, both did because we're making it. But I just re-listened to it again, not that, like maybe a couple weeks ago. And I've been listening to it a lot lately because I've been making memes with it. But yeah, going through and there's some other like Showed Off is really cool and Pretty is really cool. Like as far as like sound curation, I think those 2 are the most like futuristic-y kind of sounds and like have the most like electrifying.
I like My Girl Trans a lot too.
Yeah. Oh, same with that one. Honestly, those 3.
Like that one. Yeah. That's really good.
That was one of my favorite ones. It's cool working with artists that don't give a fuck and they really are truly themselves. And like so many producers have egos or this whole agenda and this and that. We love working with anyone that can fully express themselves as long as they hate.
Yep. Yeah, I was like, it was just a great example. I was like, yeah, man, these guys are just like, you guys produce what is, you guys, and you guys are ready to like. I mean, this album I think is a great, I guess, debut album you could call it. Even though you guys produced a bunch of other stuff, but this is a full package thing.
This is our debut for sure,
which is sick. And that's how I was like, I mean, you guys are only a COVID baby, 2 years old now, or coming on the 3rd, so you guys are just getting started, which is incredible. I'm excited to see where you guys are headed to. Yeah, because a lot of good shit. I think one last question that I had was, we like love live music as a staple with the the genre that we love and creates a lot of memories. Have you guys played any live shows? And are you guys planning on doing, like, are you guys going to incorporate that a ton moving forward, or, you know, what can we look forward to? Because that's important to me. We were just in LA a couple weeks ago. We should have linked up there. But man, if we could come out and see you guys do, you know, play a set, that'd be dope.
We are working on getting together a whole bunch of gigs and shows, like, you know, every few months in Portland, and just gathering all the musicians that we work with and everybody in the family together and just like have a great time, just have a jam session, document it, have people come out, all that stuff. Yep. Our first show, we only had one show, was virtual. It's for Berkeley University when they graduated during the COVID, because we are COVID babies, like you said. So we got to perform in Minecraft in VR in front of graduating class.
It was like 300,000 people joined.
Even my little brother was there. It was really cool. And it's an experience because, like, we're in this new world where it's like we're inside. All of a sudden, technology is in front of everybody who never actually had to use it. And wow, we get to be a part of this dope new thing, and it was fun. Shouts out Lil B, he was there. It was great. It was a great time. You should have been there. Why weren't you there?
Well, it's a good question, dude. It went right. It slipped through. Yeah,
Ethan.
You guys
got a concert in your house,
dude. Yeah. Oh man, and it's funny. We did when COVID happened, we did a shutdown shows where we had every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we had bands submit like a 30-minute live set, and we posted it on like IGTV. And so we didn't have you guys on there for whatever reason. We could have put you guys playing. Like, we have like some really cool videos that was like the coolest thing we've ever done, honestly. And then probably this podcast. But we did we were consistent for like 3 months. We had like, I don't know, like 30 bands like send in stuff, and because all their shit got shut down. You know, I mean,
it's like 30 hours. 30 hours of content.
A lot of stuff. Yeah, man, it was good. Some people did some really cool, like one band did this. They did like a Zoom performance with the four of them because they were in Brooklyn, New York, and they literally couldn't get together. And then some other people, you know, they obviously had like 2 people from the band were able to get together and make a small set. So there's some really cool stuff. So maybe we can do that with you guys still. If you guys want to, we can put something, make a little... we can record a live little jam session for you and give it to y'all, you know. Yeah, I think it's necessary.
Yeah, we should make a couple of reels for them that are just live performance style stuff. You know what I mean? Like Modest Dilla and then like 2 other random ones type shit.
Yeah, or covers to some stuff that people would like under their pitch.
And if you guys do put on those shows and get really good, video, which I know you guys will, because that's what you guys do. You get good. It's good. You know, creation and whatnot.
Oh yeah, we're miking up random people in the audience, and we're filming the whole time, and we're gonna have them narrate the whole thing.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like that's the unique. No one exactly, and you know, you'd be surprised. We get, you know, the amount of videos we get. It's like the band playing, like kind of different views and kind of cut up, and like it's so much better if it's an actual live performance that you're videoing, and then I don't know. I have a you know, creative side in mind to, you know, filming and whatnot. I took a few classes in high school, and I feel like, you know, that's just, I pursued athletics instead of the music. I was a drummer as well. I drummed in a band all through high school with our producer Drew, and so I've had a lot of good, I've had a lot of good like live music experiences and whatnot, and I love that. Like, I love that so much. I'm pursuing what I'm pursuing now, and it'll come back. So, but yeah, that's why I appreciate the creative, like, just think a little bit outside the box. Like, don't just send us a video and saying that you guys are bringing back grunge. Like, send a video of like. Dude,
I literally cannot wait to send you a video now that says we're bringing back.
We're bringing back grunge.
Yeah, like it can't die. We're not gonna let it die. Like,
we won't let this die.
Oh my gosh! And then they're like,
how y'all do in Seattle?
They're like, our influences, like, we're a combination of the Foo Fighters, you know, Smashing Pumpkins, Nirvana, and Pearl Jam. And I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, I bet. Like,
we're a combination of My Girl's trans and everything is trash.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Well, yeah, if you guys have anything else on the radar you want to shout out or you want to bring into the fold to make sure that people know, do that now.
New music, expect more projects produced by us, expect more content, expect music videos, expect DMs.
Expect to see a lot more of us.
Expect you seeing me as a child on a Mitt Romney or commercial, and he's kissing me as a baby.
Yeah,
it's there.
Expect that.
It's coming.
Expect it.
And also follow us at Yellow Trash Can _, please.
Yeah, yes. Everywhere. Yellow Trash Can. I'd say expect that other album. Everything is fake. And then we have a 2-song little thing we're dropping. 2 songs, one called Issues, the other one's called Boy Needs Therapy. It'll be paired together.
These are cool sounds.
Yeah, really interesting. I'm pretty excited for them.
Awesome.
Yeah, just more music, man. Way more music. Expect like some crazy ass records to come out that we produce. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're really pushing our talents and boundaries and the sonics with what we're doing right now, and we're excited. We're so excited for the world to hear it.
And expect us to bring grunge back, because that's the only reason we do this.
That's right. Well, it's good. We need some people to keep grunge alive. That's what they always say.
But to the viewers, do expect more artists like us dabbling and using this genre that we all love as a palette and as a color and sprinkling it into our music.
All jokes aside,
and love it. Like love that this music was so powerful. It could sprinkle into other genres and can be something so like, just accept that. Accept it.
Yeah.
Don't expect it.
Both accept and expect. But yeah, honestly, everybody listen. If you're still listening, thank you. Thank you for following along and hearing, this wonderful podcast. I know it was a little different, but that's exactly what I think we're all trying to do is to show that, the influence and the inspiration is endless. It goes to many different tributaries, beautiful music and so many different ways. And like you said, we're all reading different books. I love it, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude, that's kind of
Chris,
all
wherever you are.
Yeah,
Chris, appreciate
Chris.
you, Mr. Ghost Man, copping in and out.
Yeah,
all the words were beautiful while they were there.
Yeah. Drew, our producer, we're gonna send it all over to him. He'll be able to patch this back together, get the Chris's, because it's gonna be from different places. So
heck yeah, hell yeah, Drew. Thank you, Drew. We love you, Drew.
You just give Drew some footage of just Chris just chilling, nothing going on, and just going like this, and a nod in his head, and you can just place it in the parts where he's not there.
Yes.
So it looks like he's just still listening, and
that picture. Huh?
Yeah.
Or he's kind of like back there like this, just spinning around.
he's in T pose. He's like the AI.
Yes, exactly. It's just full T. Exactly. And then if usually we do we kind of already talked about it, but maybe we can put a little soundbite of some of you guys' music at the end of it to kind of fade out for the episode.
Absolutely.
But yeah, thanks for coming on and being flexible with us. Even though we pushed it back and the same thing happened anyway, where the internet crashed, but that's just how it goes. So
thanks for having us. Being open to have us.
No doubt, man. And for sure, if you guys if you get some good stuff, dude, send it over and we'll do our best to post it. Because at this point, we'll post anything. We don't care. People get mad at anything we post, and I'd rather post stuff that we get so many people asking us to post their stuff, and it's like I don't want to, but I want to post to you guys. So.
Hell yeah! Well, we appreciate that.
We appreciate that. Yeah, we'll make sure it's very brandable for y'all. Get it all nice.
Yeah, we'll work on some more content for you guys too, like that one we did, or different. You know what I mean? How we did that.
Yeah, honestly, we'll get some projects going. So, fuck yeah, dude! I'm excited. I'm glad it worked out. So,
fuck yeah. Ethan, you have a good night, dude. Cheers.
Yeah, you too.
Later.
Yeah, I'll tell him. I'll pass the message along.
Hey, Chris, I'll see you later, bud.
Yeah, see you, Chris.
See you, Chris. See you, Drew.
There you have it. Jason and Jitta of Yellow Trash Can. I was very I really enjoyed that conversation. At least the parts of it I was present for. As we mentioned at the beginning of the episode, I was going through hell and high water to stay connected to that. But yeah, man, I really like those guys. I really dig what they're doing, and they're so young too, and they're so passionate. So it's just like, it's always exciting just to be able to think about all of the work that's going to come from them and all of the things that, as fans of music and art, that they're going to create out of thin air, and they're going to bring it to us, and we're going to be able to enjoy it. That's always a really exciting prospect. And these two guys, as you said, some of my, some of your favorites on the whole gram, they're some of my favorites too, and even more so after getting to talk with them. Yeah,
and I think that, as you said, they're young. I mean, that first album, Everything Is Trash, with iLoveMakonnen, is a killer debut album. I mean, it's perfect. It's a good length. It's not too long, and it is well done. And they did a great job. And like, I'm really excited. I know they have another album coming out, and then a third to what is like a trilogy, I believe they said in the podcast. So, yeah, like, it's just going to be cool. It's going to be cool to follow along. And like I said, that album is really fun listen. It's got some good stuff. And, we'll be hearing a little bit more of it at the end of the episode, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you, if you're one of those people that, refuses to venture outside of the world of guitar driven music, I would challenge you to listen to that album, Everything Is Trash. As we spoke about, they have a lot of common influences of everybody that listens to this podcast here. So, that's what it's all about, just getting out of your comfort zone a little bit and listening to things that challenge you. And, it couldn't come from two cooler dudes, two more creative dudes, two nicer dudes. So, and that's what it's all about. It's just guys being dudes making art for all of us to enjoy. And, right. That's what I'm here for, at least.
Absolutely. So the last thing that we have to do for the episode is Songs of the Week. So, Chris, why don't you go first for this one?
Absolutely. So this episode is going to be released on November the 7th, and that's very important. And that date informs my Song of the Week choice in a very specific and profound manner. For those of you who don't know, on November 10th, 1975, the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald occurred, and that is the namesake of the famous Gordon Lightfoot song, which is, it's incredibly important. It's the great, Canadian legend Gordon Lightfoot, and the song is just a complete ripper. It's incredible. Like, there's one lyric, and it's like, does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? I mean, that is some heavy shit. So with respect to the Edmund Fitzgerald, my Song of the Week is going to be The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot. So I'm really, really happy about that.
That's amazing.
I feel a solemn need and a duty to commemorate that here today. So happy to do that. What about you, Ethan?
Yeah, I love it. Before we did the episode, I was like, yeah, let's just... So what we're going to do is, we've done this with a few of our artists, and we want to do this is kind of finish the episode playing one of their songs. And I think I said it could be a combined Song of the Week, but Chris was like, I have a song that I really want to...
Not so fast there, Shalloway.
Not this time. And he made a point to that we had to bring up old Gordon Lightfoot. So that's a great one. That's well deserving. Most deserving to be on the list, or however you want to say it. But for my song, and how we're going to send off this episode, is going to be from our friends of Yellow Trash Can. It's going to be off their debut album, Everything Is Trash, and is the song Fuck Yeah. And it's good. Like they said, it kind of enters in with some drums, some kind of echoing drums in the back, kind of like definitely the most, it gives you, I guess, a 90s feel. They're talking about, they said this one was influenced the most, probably, and it has the vibes that you want, and it's just a really good song, and I'm excited. It's a perfect song to send the episode off. So without further ado, Chris, if you have anything else to say it now, but please
roll it. Fuck yeah, Yellow Trash Can.
Please enjoy Fuck Yeah by Yellow Trash Can, and we'll see you guys same time, same place next week. Rock and roll, guys.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, I just wanna too, yeah. I hate you too, yeah. And I'm so rude, yeah. But I'm so cool, yeah. Hanging out, being a fool, yeah. My glass real full, yeah. It's starting to overflow. I don't even know, yeah. Where else I wanna go? Cause I wanna scream, fuck yeah. I was down on my luck, yeah. Now I'm going back up, yeah. Going back up, yeah. So I wanna scream, fuck yeah. I was down on my... Now I'm going back. So I wanna scream, fuck yeah. I just wanna scream, fuck yeah. Now I'm going back up, and I wanna scream, fuck. Cause I'm way fucked up. Cause I'm way too low to be this high. I don't even know why I stare at the sky, dreaming on a star, trying to make a wish, smoking on blunts, trying to feel shit. So I wanna scream, fuck yeah. I was down on my luck, yeah. Now I'm going back up. And I wanna scream, fuck yeah. I was down on my luck, yeah. Now I'm going back up. And I wanna scream, fuck. I was down on my luck, but now I'm going back up. I was down on my luck. I was down like fuck. So I wanna scream, fuck yeah. I was down on my luck, yeah. Now I'm going back up. And I wanna scream, fuck. I wanna scream, fuck. I wanna scream, fuck yeah. I was down on my luck, yeah. Now I'm going back up. Now I wanna scream, fuck. Just screaming, fuck yeah. Cause I was down on my luck, yeah. Now I'm going back up. And I wanna scream, fuck. I just wanna scream, fuck.